This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Thanks so much for joining us here on KPVM TV's News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen. We're so happy that you can join us today, Friday, November 12th. Thank you for tuning in on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio.
Well, a male driver was taken to a Las Vegas trauma center via air ambulance after crashing a high-performance vehicle into a wall at Spring Mountain Motorsports.
We were dispatched for a report of a motor vehicle accident that occurred on the facility. It's our understanding that a vehicle left the trackway, struck a fixed barrier, and resulting in injuries to an individual. Upon arrival, we found that we had to complete an extrication. The patient was subsequently flown to trauma via Mercier, who was landed at the facility and established LZ. It was speed was a big factor. And of course, because it is a racetrack, and then of course the impact with the fixed structure. I believe they referred to it as a Radical, which is a smaller race car style vehicle. Crew did a great job assisting the patient pending our arrival.
Dr. Tom Waters spoke to News 25 following last night's Veterans Day service held at the Chief Tacoma Cemetery on East Street here in town.
Oh, I thought it was truly outstanding. Just the fact that the commanders of the different veteran organizations were here, that really helped. The Silver Tappers were outstanding, and then we made a presentation to BJ at the end. The Commandant of the Marine Corps League, the commanders of the VFW, DAV, and American Legion all presented BJ with certificates, thanking her for everything that she's done, and the Silver Tappers as well. And then we gave her a bouquet of flowers from all the veterans. It was actually from the DAV, but we gave credit to all the veterans for that. And our guest speaker, Kat Miller, Colonel Miller, Director of Veteran Services for the state of Nevada, she was truly outstanding.
We are very lucky to have Kat showing up to our event. She's an amazing woman.
She truly is. But tonight, she had everybody, all the veterans, repeat the oath of office that we had. And the fact that we support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that's something that a lot of people have forgotten about. We don't support and defend a person or anything else. It's the Constitution. We only had the one speaker because Kat is so good. We didn't want to embarrass anybody else by anybody else trying to compete with her. With everything that happened, it was truly an outstanding program with all the support from the community and just the support from the veterans. Chief Lewis was here, Sheriff was here. We had two commissioners here. Leo Blondo as well as Frank Carboni, they were both here. The sheriff was here. Again, just truly outstanding support from our community. I'm thinking that Veterans Day is a day of celebration. It's not one day that we look at mourning all the losses or anything else. This is a day of celebration, just to say I am glad to have worn the uniform of the United States to defend our country.
Well, Nevada Highway Patrol says that the person shot by troopers yesterday at the Red Rock Visitor Center in Las Vegas is expected to survive. Just after 7 a.m. Thursday morning, in the parking lot, a man was reportedly ramming his vehicle into a fence and causing a disturbance. NHP dispatch received the call about the man driving a black Toyota Tacoma allegedly in distress. Officers with Metro, the Bureau of Land Management, and NHP responded. The subject rammed multiple marked law enforcement vehicles, according to police. At that time, officers fired their weapons at the subject, who was struck and wounded. Aid was rendered, and the 29-year-old man was transported to UMC Trauma Center in Las Vegas. The investigation is still continuing at this time. There was information that was received that the person may have had a weapon with him at the time. It is unknown if that has been recovered. The shooting happened on one of the busiest days at the Visitor Center and Scenic Loop, which was free admission yesterday on Veterans Day. The roadway and Visitor Center was closed all Thursday, and the Visitor Center was closed today. No other injuries were reported.
Today, Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak announced that he is planning to call a special session to address redistricting on Friday, that was today. The planned date of the session was determined after coordinating with legislative leaders. Matters to be considered by the legislature include redistricting and reapportionment of legislative districts for Nevada state senators and assembly members, redistricting and reapportionment of districts for the Board of Regents, and redistricting of districts for representatives of Congress, and a temporary adjustment to the candidate filing period for judicial candidates to coincide with the candidate filing period of non-judicial candidates in order to accommodate election officials' preparation for the 2022 election. We'll be back with more News 25 right after this.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, a local man is in jail and facing charges after the Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a call for service concerning road rage.
A Pahrump man has been arrested over a road rage incident. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to Squaw Valley and East Triangle Way in southern Pahrump, where an adult male, identified as Matthew Glynn, was charged with unlawfully blocking a person while riding his dirt bike. According to the report, Glynn and the victim were traveling opposite directions on Quarter Horse when Glynn cut over to the easement in an attempt to create a roadblock, which Glynn later admitted to doing intentionally. Meanwhile, the report states the victim told deputies that he had heard Glynn threaten to kill him. After getting off his bike for fear of his life, he reported that Glynn struck the dirt bike with his truck. Glynn was taken into custody and is facing one charge of assault with a deadly weapon, one charge of child abuse or neglect with a deadly weapon, and one charge of coercion with force or threat of force.
And the town was full of all types of unique vehicles for the well-attended car and truck show that was held at the Pahrump Nugget. We had a chance to speak to the leaders of the pack, Shannon Vandera and Stephen Henderson, at the event that is a fundraiser for their fallen members' families.
A Day to Remember basically was started after my roommate had passed away. And, he was just, single father, raising kids, trying to do his thing, and then went to bed one night and never woke up. And so we kind of had to figure out a way to help out the family and, funeral costs and stuff like that. So, it was like, hey, we need to have some sort of show put together. At the time, we weren't sure what to do, so we got involved with another club, another local club at the time, and they're like, you know what, we'll host a show. That way all the Freaks of Nature car people can come and show and put the money into it and all that. Well, here we are. Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time now. I know that much, and as time's gone, it's grown, and we've changed up, and where Freaks, after like the first 2 years, Freaks of Nature actually took over the show, and we've done it in, we used to do it out at Prim State Line, and with COVID and all that, it changed it up. But yeah, basically, it came down to a day, it started out called the Chubb Show, because that was the nickname of James McKintrick, who passed away, that made all this happen. And then we started we started losing more friends, and we knew other clubs that would lose members and stuff like that. And we're like, let's call it a day to remember. Let's remember the people that are no longer with us and make memories with the people that are still here. And we love all types of custom cars, hot rods, mini trucks, full size, doesn't really matter. We're just custom car people, and we come together just to celebrate life, basically. And that's just kind of what this show is based upon.
It's definitely a fundraiser. All this money that we donate here, it used to go to Chubb's family directly, but then we've broadened it out, and anytime we lose a member or something happens in the car club scene, we do donate that money back to our scene.
We have a member that moved up here, and like I said, with things going on, the locations that we were at had it closed down, and one of the members, Jason Duhan, was like, hey, I could talk to some of the spots out here, and we come out of the Nugget, and they were willing to work with us, and they liked what we were doing, so we moved it out here. And
how are you liking it?
No, so far it's been great. All the staff here has been actually really accommodating for us, because we do get kind of loud and obnoxious sometimes, and but so far they've been great. The only complaint we really have is Pahrump doesn't have enough hotel rooms for everybody. We'd like to see the individual's personality put into a vehicle and what they did. So it's everything from suspension, paint, motor, interior, all the basic things that make a custom car custom, and a lot of us do that for a living, as I do. I do classic hot rods and custom paint, stuff like that. But yeah, just how the personality of somebody comes out in their vehicle, the style, the colors, and just the creativity and the work they put into it.
Well, the Pahrump Valley Winery Grape Stomp event was held last weekend. The staff says the event is getting bigger and better. The second annual Stompapalooza was lots of fun for all who participated.
Today we're having bands, wine tasting, charcuterie, and a wonderful time.
Who's up on the stage? They're fantastic.
Craig Cantos.
How'd the weekend go?
Fantastic. We had over 200 people yesterday. We have our own Symphony's Winery. We have t-shirts for sale, and a wonderful gift shop is also selling things. There's a wonderful competition. They see how quick and how many liters they can pour into the glass faster than their opponent.
And the Stompapalooza is starting to get a little bit more growth than the first year, right?
Everything's a learning experience, you know what I mean? But yesterday it was a lot busier today. Today's Sunday afternoon. Everybody's kicking back before they have to go back to work on Monday.
How's the restaurant going?
Excellent. Honestly, our chefs are top-notch. Did a little changing over time, learning experience, but the food is better now than ever. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We open up at 9 a.m. We have a breakfast brunch that runs from 9 a.m. all the way up until 1 p.m. The lunch menu starts at 11:30, ends at 5, and dinner is 5 to 8:15.
What's your favorite thing on the menu, Destiny?
My favorite thing would definitely be our hanger steak or our fettuccine alfredo, and add the blackened chicken.
There you go.
See, I like the filet mignon and the mushroom ravioli.
See, there's too many choices.
There is too many choices. Everybody come on by. You definitely enjoy the winery. They can even book events here, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, and I'm the event coordinator, so you could always reach out to me. I was the one that planned all of this today, and we're trying to get more weddings here. We have a variety of things we've been doing. Who's performing right now, Greg Canta. He's performed in here before, and we're trying to start doing that weekly to have a live performance.
All right. Well, we're going to have much more news right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, thyroid disease remains one of the most difficult health issues to detect early on. Here with some practical tips is nurse practitioner Jill Silkowski from Spring Mountain Medical in today's Medical Minute.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical, healthcare the way you've always imagined it.
Hi, I'm Jill Zilkowski, a nurse practitioner with Spring Mountain Medical. Today I'm going to talk about thyroid disease. The thyroid is a gland just behind your throat that regulates hormones in your body. Symptoms relating to thyroid disease are often misunderstood. People who suffer with these symptoms rarely connect them with the thyroid disease. Some of the symptoms are anxiety, irritability, nervousness, trouble sleeping, unexplained weight loss or gain, weakness, enlarged thyroid gland, or even muscular issues. These symptoms can be disruptive to a daily living. If you've experienced any of these symptoms, you may be suffering from this condition. There are treatments available to help reduce or cure the symptoms of these thyroid disease. Schedule an appointment for an exam with me, and I may be able to give you answers you've been waiting for. I'm Jill Zilkowski with Spring Mountain Medical, and this has been your Medical Minute.
Thanks so much, Jill. Well, the students who participated in the organization Jobs for Nevada Graduates were recognized during a ceremony at Pahrump Valley High School this past week. J4NG helps high school students who may struggle to graduate and find a pathway to a better life. The course, led by high school teacher Robert Nielsen, provides mentoring, support, inspiration, and workplace readiness training in Nevada schools.
But this is going to be a little different. I know each of you have different career goals. And some might be college, some might be trade, and I know with the principles instilled with you here, no matter what you do, you're going to do great things.
So Jobs for Nevada Graduates helps any high school students that are having any problems with for graduation or for any problems in the workforce. So we help people figure out how to write resumes, how to make sure you do your taxes properly, and how to make sure you can communicate and get that job that you've been trying for. And it also helps us now with Mr. David at doing that scholarship. It would also have us with the finances. I just heard that scholarship during the speech, so it seems like he's gonna try to fund the J4NG group and try to help any J4NG student with college, and right now he has $1,000 for this scholarship. He's been appearing on days that he's been open, same with a lot of our guest speakers, like from Nevada Realty's Lisa. She's came out here and talked to us about like what the realty force has been. So it's just different people from different careers to come and help us figure out what they need from each department. I love the classes. I love the energy that we have and the teamwork that we are building together. Well, I fully recommend it to other high school students. It's a great program. It will help you figure out what you need for your careers, and it would also help you build teamwork and other communication skills that you need.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
And Nevada sunsets are the best on the Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam. We're going to have all your weather coming up here in just a minute with John.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. What a distinct pleasure and delight to be here servicing your weather needs on a Friday evening. Getting into the weekend. Oh, it's going to be a gorgeous weekend. Actually, this next couple of days is going to be really, really great. Let's take a look at the weather map up and down the state, shall we? It's Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, Tonopah, Goldfield. You're all locked in about 66 degrees for a high today. Out in Beatty, it got up to 77. Good gracious, what are you guys doing right? Living right in America. Amargosa, you saw 82 degrees. Las Vegas, 81. And out to Death Valley, 91 degrees was the high temperature today. Here in the paradise of Pahrump, where the air is pure and the grass is green and all the kids are beautiful, it's 71 degrees, our current temperature. Low heading down to tonight of 49 degrees. Sunset this evening at 4:37, and don't worry, it's coming back tomorrow, 6:19 a.m., and we'll celebrate that when that happens. Should be a beautiful sunrise. Winds out of the west-southwest to 5 miles per hour for the rest of the night. And what's happening for the weekend? Well, let's take a look. Saturday, Sunday. Well, it's like clouds starting to come in on Sunday. We've got a beautiful day for you tomorrow with beautiful clear skies. But yeah, the clouds starting to come in. Those temperatures dropping down from our highs of 80, and they'll reach all the way into highs of like 67 degrees come Thursday, Friday. So we're going to see some cooling temperatures as the clouds sneak in on us starting Sunday. But for the next couple of days, carpe that diem and just enjoy it. It's beautiful fall weather. Back to the desk on Friday. Here's Deanna.
All right. Well, there's some events coming up, isn't there?
Lots of events. We've got the poker run coming up November 20th. We want to make sure we get that. It's hosted by the VFW. And yep, there it is. There's the information on your flyer. So lots of great prizes, registration going on right now. You can head out to VFWpost10054.com or go ahead and visit their Facebook page to get signed up.
All right, and also don't forget that we're having the Holiday Task Force Community Thanksgiving Dinner happening at Nye Communities Coalition, 1020 East Wilson. That is happening on Thanksgiving Day from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. It is free and open to everybody in the community, of course. And we want to let everybody know that we will be doing a really great fun thing that everybody gets used to every year with the Nye County Sheriff's Office. But we're not going to tell you when. But if you guys know Ticket or Turkey, we kind of have that planned, and we'll be going out around town handing out turkeys, and maybe we'll even do handcuffs or ham for Christmas. That is so much fun to do. We're just having so much fun hanging out with Sheriff Sharon Worley, of course. And I know that we have some other, what was the other events that we were letting people know about that we have coming up? I know that they are having a food drive coming up pretty soon for Thanksgiving as well. And I believe that is next weekend. And they'll be out in front of Smith's. So, you know, just keep track of here. If you want to go to our local Facebook page, we'll be letting you know about any of the upcoming events, of course, around town. And we hope everybody has a great weekend. I'm Deanna.
I'm Stacy. Good night.
Good night.